Consul General Maring de Leon, and the whole Philippine Consulate General team for hosting this event. I see so many friends here. I feel like I'm home. I feel like I haven't left the Philippines. Or better still, I felt I haven't left New York. Many of you are my friends. I even see my sister. I wish I could mention all your names, but if I start mentioning one, I'll have to mention all. But anyway, I know that my very close friends are here, and I'm really pleased to be here tonight. I have a prepared speech or opening remarks, and I thought I should stick to it. I don't normally stick to opening remarks, but then because I have the specific instructions from the President, I'll have to stick to my remarks and then dialogue with you thereafter. What a pleasure to be back in New York. See familiar faces, reconnect with old friends and colleagues, and to address our Filipino community. I come here as a balikbayan, having practiced law in New York State and in the various federal, appellate, and district courts of the United States. Back in the 80s, when I was here, Filipinos in the northeast of this continent were already known as a community of professionals, industrious workers, and talented artists. As I recall, there were about 35 Filipino lawyers in the New York, New Jersey area, but we had about 5 Filipino Lawyers Association that did not see eye to eye with each other. The population of Pinoys in the Tri-State area totaled to about 35,000 then, but they hardly spoke with each other, as many suspected some of their compatriots as potential TNTs, turo ng turo, or tago ng tago. Now, more than 30 years later, apparently much change has taken place. Rumor has it that out of 4 million or so Filipinos in this country, there are now only 2 groups that fiercely compete for dominance and influence. Those who call themselves Dorpitistas and those characterized as the Yellowgarchy. Joking aside, it brings me immense joy to see the tremendous upliftment of Filipino-Americans in the United States. It is encouraging to see a growing number of kababayans who are taking positions of leadership in government here in New York. We have 3 women holding top executive roles in the city government. Human Rights Commissioner Carmelyn Malalis, Maria Torres Springer, President and CEO of the New York City Economic Development Corporation, and until last month, Chief Technology Officer Minerva Cantoco. Filipino-Americans are now getting elected all over the U.S. In New Jersey, 4 members of our community are councilmen in Jersey City, Bergenfield, and Mawa counties. And as proof of the American society's acceptance of the Filipinos' leadership, in 1998, Roberto Rivas, baka kamag-anak ko pa ito, ESQ, my name is Perfecto Yasay, from Bergenfield, was the first Filipino-American mayor in the East Coast. In 2012, Dr. Guillermo Odarbe one in Ridgeway, a predominantly white town in Pennsylvania. In Hawaii, the City Council of Honolulu is presently controlled by members with Filipino roots. They have the majority. Not to mention that the state legislature has a good number of outstanding Filipino-Americans. I am sure that the same holds true in other states where Filipinos also excel. I am amazed how Filipinos have been propelled into mainstream America's consciousness and are gaining respect and rightful esteem as valuable members of the population. Being the second largest Asian community in the United States, our numbers matter, and we can make a difference in U.S. elections. Sino ba mga Trump dito? Over the weekend, I had a fellowship with some Filipino friends, and they were evenly divided between Trump and Clinton. With 10% of the 4 million Filipinos living in the United States Northeast, your unified vote will be in a position to influence policy issues that are of interest to the Philippines. During my time, we celebrated June 12 within our small social circles. There were also some organizations heading community commemorations. But there was none like what you have now, the biggest Philippine Independence Parade outside our country. It is an impressive show of our influence in the U.S., attended by American politicians and international personalities, drawing tens of thousands of audiences, Filipinos and non-Filipinos alike. At the same time, it demonstrates how grand the results we can reap if we gather our talents and actions as a solid community working towards a common goal, increasing the visibility of the Philippines and raising the profile of Filipinos in the United States. I did not experience the celebration of Filipino-American Heritage Month some 25 years ago. Through the years, however, Filipinos have gained recognition for contributions to American society that we have now a full month of commemorating our culture, history, and achievements as a community every year. Some states, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Hawaii included, have officially proclaimed October or some other month to honor our collective immigrant story and celebrate our successful integration into American society. A new force to be reckoned with in the U.S., Filipinos are of great help both in community building and in nation building. We hope that many of you will continue to give back to the land of your birth by helping address the poverty gap and also lend your expertise in healthcare through medical missions that will also address the rehabilitation of drug addicts. I also welcome the emergence of Filipino-American youth community members. A whole new generation has emerged, and second and third generation Filipinos are now taking over leadership of the community. This is certainly a refreshing trend. As our national hero has said, the youth is the hope of our fatherland. So does our community's future and sustainability lie in cultivating young talent and potential. As happy as I am in reconnecting with the community, I am also working on a busy schedule. As your Foreign Secretary, I am here to represent President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, whom you have supported. Last week in Washington, D.C., I attended our Oceans Conference and spoke at the think tank Center for Strategic and International Studies on Philippine-U.S. relations. Later this week, I will be participating in ASEAN meetings with the UN and the U.S. in anticipation of the Philippines' chairmanship of ASEAN's 50th anniversary next year. I will also attend the United Nations General Assembly to speak on behalf of the President on our obligations to the international community. I am also here to bring you news from home. A key platform of the Duterte administration is making government services more responsive to the needs of our citizens. The Philippine government is fully committed to providing quality service to all citizens wherever they may be, with the support of the Philippine embassies, consulate generals, and permanent missions across the globe. The Department of Foreign Affairs pledges to be even more vigilant in protecting the lawful rights of and in extending immediate and adequate assistance to Filipino nationals who find themselves in difficult, dangerous, and vulnerable situations abroad. We also continue to streamline our processes to make it easier and more convenient for the public to access consular services. Among other measures, there are discussions of legislation that will allow the issuance of passports with a 10-year validity to cut the inconvenience of having to apply to personally appear for passport services every 5 years. I encourage you